In this video, I'm going to show you how to actually construct these chords on a guitar. And this is kind of a part two. The last video we talked about how to read or understand chord symbols, and this is kind of a practical way to go from understanding to actually learning how to form them. So here we go. These are the same chords that I had in that video, and I'm going to show you what you need to do to actually play this. So the first step is to go and find what is called the root or the location. Remember, that's what's on the left side of these chord symbols. So I'm going to go find an E on the guitar. Well, I know one place where there is an E is this open thick string. That. Okay, so in the second step, what I want to do is after I find the location, based from that location note, which is an E, I want to form the major scale. And by the way, this is why the major scale is the most important scale of understanding chord theory, just the number system, anything, is because you use it for a bunch of things. And one thing that you will always use a major scale is to form chords. So I'm going to go from this open E string and form my major scale. So it's going to be that, open, this, that. And this next note is an octave, so I'm not going to put it. Now, after I create my major scale, using a pattern or however you need to do it, however you know how to do it, you want to number the intervals in the major scale 1 through 7. So I'm going to go do that now. This E is always, the root is always 1. So this is 1. This next note is 2. It's just simple counting. 2. This is 3, 4, 5, 6. Here is 7. And what I'm going to do now is once I have those all numbered and ready to go, I'm going to go find out the type of chord this is, which is the minor chord. And minor chords have the notes 1, flat 3, 5. And it is as simple as going and finding 1, 3, 5 on this scale. So here's 1. I will use... Actually, let me use a different color. There we go. 1, 3. Now look, this is a flatted 3, and the 3 is here. Notice that in between these numbers, you're going to find 5 notes that are not numbered. This one here, this one here, this one here, this one here, and this open string here. And just because they don't have a number doesn't mean those are not important, because in this case, you go to 3 and it's flatted. So you go flat, that 3, 1, which is going lower on the guitar, which is this way. So flat 3 would be right here, flat 3. So if I played 1, flat 3, and 5 all together, those 3 notes together, I would be technically playing an E minor chord. Now you might say, wait, that's impossible to play this open E and this 3rd fretted note together, and you're right, you can't play those 3 notes. So on the guitar, you're going to actually have to go find a different location to play this flat 3 note. Now, if you know about, let me see, octaves and how to find other notes, you can go and understand that this flat 3 is actually this open string here. However, if you don't know how to do that, you could just do this completely by ear. Play this note, play another note, and it could be an octave higher. It doesn't matter what range it's in. As long as that flat 3 note is played together along with this 1 and 5, you will be playing an E minor chord. Let's try another one. Let's go to the next one, which is an A7. Now, A7 chords include 1, 3, 5, flat 7 notes. So I'm going to go find an A. It's the location. And for this example, I'm going to go higher up on the neck. So that's an A. I'm going to build a major scale. That, I just know this by memory. Then I'm going to go number from the root. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then I'm going to go figure out 1, 3, 5, flat 7. Let me use a different color. So if I played this 1, 3, 5. Now here's the 7. Once again, there's a note between 6 and 7. So that note there is a flatted 7. You remember, flat means lower pitch-wise. And this note here would be a flat 1 flat of 7. So this note. If I played these 4 notes together, that would technically be an A7 chord. Now, once again, you can't play this 3 and 5 together because they're on the same string. So you're going to have to go find a different place to play one of these notes. Now, I can move this 3 and I can move it here. Move this 3 here like that. And play these notes. That would be an A7. Or I can move this 5, find a different 5, which would be, let me see if I have this right. Aha. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, yeah. That, if I played this note here instead and played this grouping of notes, that would be an A7 chord. Once again, the best way to do this is just to use your ears, play the 4 tones together. Obviously, if you can't play them together, figure out different places to put it, but that would technically be an A7. Now, you might be asking right now, does it matter if you played it this way or if you played this 3 up here like we had before? Actually, that was right here. And in a technical sense, no, because as long as you play these 4 notes together, that's an A7. But where you choose to play which note will make a difference in how the chords sound. And what determines, I mean, however you construct these and where you put the notes is actually a musical term called voicing. And that's basically arranging notes differently. Even though they're the same 4 notes, the way you arrange it will create a different voicing of the same chord. So there's many, many, many different ways to play an A7 chord, even though they will all have only 4 notes in it, and they will all sound different. And one of the main differences is if you were to not play the number 1 note as the lowest note. Let's say you were to play the 3 as the lowest note and then switch it up and play 5, 1, and then flat 7 up here somewhere. It will sound totally different, but technically it would still be an A7 chord. So I don't want to go through all these examples here, but I just want you to understand how chords are formed. And most people just buy a book that says how to play an A7 chord. There's some, dots on the guitar that show you to play this, 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 this. Those notes played together is an A7. You just memorize it and play it that way. However, that's just one way to play it. I wanted to kind of give you a lesson on actually how to create your own chords so that you can come up with these creative voicings and really understand how to apply chord theory. Okay?